And over on the other side of things, you have Jarvan and Gnar. Jarvan's the only one that's really standing out to me there.
I mean,
that's a targeted ban, surely.
Like, yeah, I would say yeah, most likely. We haven't seen Jarvan banned in any of the games yesterday. Might as well taken away against Taki, who will be or would most likely play him in the jungle. But still, to waste some target bans like that, it must show that DP has a lot of respect for that Jarvan, and definitely don't want to go up against it. But LeBlanc could be the return ban here out of SK. They obviously will have first pick here into this first game, the best of 3. But now DP, I'm curious to see what they're going to ban out last. There's a lot of champions available that they could take away. I'm expecting maybe a mid laner here, but again, they could go for a top lane ban or even a jungler ban if they're really valuing Taiki.
Yeah, you called it. Ari snatched away, just getting rid of those mid laners that they're not too keen on facing. Zed and LeBlanc, both very kind of mobile assassins. Obviously, SK have a game plan, and Irelia is a key integral part of it as they lock that one in for their first pick.
Yeah, pretty safe champion. Again, we've seen it how many times now. You typically won't really lose your lane. You'll go even, if anything, just all about farming up, and it can be a really big beast late game. And even in the mid game, when it comes to these team fights, if you can get that Trinity Force done relatively soon. DP, the options for them. Do they want to take away jungler for Taiki again and pick that one up? Do they want to secure something else? I'm assuming they're not going to pick mid lane just yet. You want to be able to see that for a counter pick, sort of, as we get into the later stages of the picks and bans. But they're taking their time here. You can see there's a lot of respect between these two teams. Right now, DP, they want to make sure they can pick up the swim. They want to make sure they can progress farther here into this $10,000 prize or 10,000 euro prize pool. And it looks like they might even want an Azir here.
That excites me. That's a mid laner we don't so often see. It does have, it has a lot of potential, and we've seen some amazing plays on it previously. And actually, we are going to see an Azir locked in. Assume that's going to be played in that mid lane. I don't think Azir Irelia matchup something they're going to be looking to go pretty favorably. But other than that, we do see the Janna in the support as the support in that bot lane, and a pretty solid support. I think he's one of those ones where you can pick it safely, and it enables you to have a bit more of a surprise with your mid laner.
I actually wonder if that could be top lane Azir.
Well,
I really wonder.
I don't know how it would go against Irelia though. I suppose you can abuse her early.
He has an escape.
Yeah.
If he times things correctly, but he has a soldiers as well that you can just place around the minions, and then Irelia just can't get in there to obviously last hit him. But I don't know, it could be mid lane. I want to see where it's going to go. Obviously, with the next picks that we have locked in here, we'll determine the thing for us here. But Vi and Gray's going to be picked up. So Gray's very bursty kind of AD champion. Should do fairly well in lane and trying to burst someone down, which it looks like they might be going for with the Vi and that ultimate, trying to segregate the team or separate one person in particular to just kind of combo them down. I think they're going to be looking for someone mid lane with a little bit of CC and a high potential amount of burst. Maybe Fizz will actually get locked down. Doesn't have any CC, but you will one-shot someone easily.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. Yeah, I think it's a mobile assassin.
Or Orianna, actually. Yeah, Orianna would be perfect. Sorry, with the Vi ball delivery system, with the whole combo to pull them all together. For Graves, it's just use his entire combo, buckshot, and his ultimate.
You do love the Graves Orianna combo. Every time you see a Graves, you're sat there like, could it be the Orianna wombo?
We'll see.
We will. Oh, we're not going to see what DP have up their sleeves for potentially that mid lane or that top lane. We still have a question mark over the Azir pick. We have perhaps potential Severe in that bot lane, something we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of, and putting Severe in the hands of Holy Phoenix would be intriguing to see how well he plays that. I know a lot of people in chat have been saying that Holy Phoenix to carry. It's an interesting mindset to have, but regardless, Naru as well taking Pantheon, a strong jungler we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and he should do pretty well. I'm trying to think about what lane he would be ganking. You remember yesterday we saw that pick comp with the Pantheon,
so
and
strong, yeah.
You just hit one form of CC, and everyone trains on top of that with the CC, and eventually the kill. It didn't work out for them, unfortunately. Number 1 eSports. They did fairly well in the mid game, but they just didn't hold on to it long enough, even with that nice Baron steal with the walk-in smite. But what lane does he have to gank, really? Like, where's their CC? And there isn't too much right now. Yeah,
no, you're right. It does remain to be seen. I mean, Azir, it's not the easiest lane to gank. He does damage, but it gets better with time. And talking of Pantheon, I mean, we were talking about early game, and I mean, when it gets to that mid and late game, Pantheon does tend to fall off. He's not one of those late game junglers that can really have such a presence in perhaps comparison to a Vi, who can kind of get this tanky bruiser feel to him, or her, I should say. Whoops. And is it going to be a Malphite top Azir mid?
I don't feel like it's going to be Malphite.
I don't think so.
I mean, you could play Malphite against Irelia. You still wear attack speed, which she does true damage on when her Heat and Style is used, so you kind of stop that avenue of damage, but you're not really going to win a lane against her with a Malphite.
No.
So I was expecting maybe something a little different. Maokai, definitely a strong possibility here with the Pantheon stun, Twisted Advance, and hopefully in the amount of time that you have with that one, you can pick up a kill. That's going to be very hard to gank Irelia still. I mean, her passive makes things so difficult to lock her down for an extended period of time.
It's amazing when you see the Lissandra Aurelia matchup and you just see that ultimate last for like a ridiculously short amount of time. And we have actually seen Malphite.
I don't know if I like this combo.
It's not what you wanted, is it?
There's not a whole lot of damage. If your mid lane or bottom lane fails, you lose like 50% of your damage almost.
Yeah, and we were already talking about Pantheon's late game, so I mean, you're right. Malphite's just going to be a big tanky stone wall. And over on the other side of things, we didn't actually highlight the Nami and Xerath too much. It's worth highlighting, of course, Xerath in the mid lane up against Azir. That's a matchup I look forward to seeing. As well as in the bot lane, you have that Graves and Nami. Now, that's a strong one.
Yeah, sustain versus no sustain, but you have ridiculous damage with the John if you get the shield onto the Boomerang Blade in time. I mean, it comes down to Holy Phoenix. Is he quick enough with his reaction time to stop the buckshots, to stop the collateral damage? Because if so, then you eliminate a good portion of Graves' damage. And also you have the spell shield to stop the bubble. So, the CC is going to be really difficult to apply to her. And Janna has really good disengages with her ultimate and not to mention her Howling Gale. So they have a lot of protection for Holy Phoenix. But I want to see how maybe the Vi's going to interact with this one a little bit. I mean, just one ult in, if she doesn't have the spell shield up, and you're going to lock her down. Or even the Azir. Like, you get rid of Azir, there goes most of your ability power damage, if not all of it, assuming Malphite's just going to build straight tank.
Yeah, and the problem I have, actually, I much more prefer the SK side of things, just because of the early game ganks. You've already highlighted it 1,000 times, but when you look at Pantheon and the lane he's going to gank, you said before, it's not looking good for anything other than really mid, kind of, I guess, as it can contribute to the gank, but it's going to be mostly on the back of Crystal. In the bot lane, Holy Phoenix and Janna are going to basically be doing their own thing. It's very hard to not push the lane with Severe when you've got the boomerangs bouncing around everywhere. So, I mean, it's going to be intriguing. To me, I feel like SK Prime have come out better from that pick phase.
I think I would agree. I think they're going to feel more comfortable onto this one. The Xerath, I really just don't see a lane for Crystal to gank. I mean, yeah, you can slow Aurelia with Malphite and then go for that. I mean, maybe Janna bottom side if you're going to go flash Howling Gale or something.
Yeah.
But it's going to be rough. And when it progresses into the late game, Vi is going to facilitate more damage. Her ultimate's going to be really deadly, not to mention her engage she has with her Q. Now, you still have that Pantheon drop. You have the man drop, which can get you behind a team. But luckily for him, if he does go into the backside, he has Malphite to join him.
Yeah, you're going to see the Malphite TP, I'm sure. I mean, that ultimate is huge. Something I feel we haven't highlighted is, of course, the Malphite, a pick I haven't seen in a long while. I mean, his ultimate is still hugely relevant, especially in the late game, even early. It's a big knock-up, AoE knock-up that could really turn the tide of a team fight. But looking at team fights, I mean, they've got Xerath, that's a very big, kind of heavy from the back line. They haven't got a huge front line. I mean, Beansu is probably going to be building tanky. So, I mean, the way I see it, it's going to be really reliant on what Crystal does early.
I wonder if Beansu's actually going to be going like a standard Trinity Force kind of route. Just build some damage. I mean, you don't have to worry about Malphite really in terms of these team fights. You just go right past them, and then you get free damage onto Azir, and it just comes down to can Janna protect her mid lane and her AD carry, and that's going to be tough to do.
It's not going to be easy. G-Hill HF in chat as we go on into the Rift. Best of 3, of course, as we go on to see Dark Passage up against SK Prime, battling to get one step closer to the 10,000 euros and also a chance to show what they're made of on this stage.
Yep, SK over on the blue side here, DP over on the red. And we're going to last for you guys at home who might not be familiar with these teams. I'm sure most of you at home are. On SKP side, we have Beansu, we have Taiki, we have Soncooks, Crazy Caps, and Zaitam. On the side DP, we have Elwyn, Crystal, Naru, Holy Phoenix, and Touch. Much easier to say those names for me for some reason. Sencooks. It's a really difficult name to say. I'm not going to have fun in team fights mentioning him.
No, Sencooks. He's probably going to be called Xerath for the majority of this one. As we can see bot lanes. It looks like they're going to be going for standard lanes, and that doesn't surprise me. Then again, I mean, you're already highlighting that the Malphite Aurelia lane is probably going to be pretty farm-based, unless Beansu gets a slight earlier lead, courtesy of his jungler. Until we find out kind of where this one starts, you can see this river of vision. It's just wards in every single, I was about to say orifice of river, but regardless, team's not planning on getting invaded anytime soon. It's like a ward-for-ward trade. You can see there's actually quite a deep one in that tri-bush. As they kick off, we're going to see the bot lane from Holy Phoenix and Touch starting on that Gromp, and you see, respectively, Crystal going for that Krugs in the top.
Yeah, so it looks like it'll be, well, it's not going to be a little bit of lead for either team here, but SK side, they will have, I guess, technically a little bit more of a lead in terms of look how low Touch is already, being forced to pop a biscuit already off the bat. And when they hit level 2, I'm expecting a little bit of aggression. If Holy Phoenix wants to get some sort of control, doing it early on can definitely be a strong way to make it happen. But Graves, I have to say, is going to be stronger than Severe when it comes to that point in the game. And you can see right there, already taking a little bit of damage here from that buckshot.
Yeah, and that's the potential damage that can be exerted by Graves. Really kind of hit and miss, quite literally, if Severe doesn't have the fast fingers for that shield. But there's going to be lots of shields in this bot lane. Touch, of course, on Janna as well, contributing to that. Look at the health already. Zaitan, of course, he is Nami. That won't last for too long with this sustain, but still good potential poke. In the meantime, in that top lane, Beansu just going to be doing what he does best. Farming away CS completely level. It's going to be a pretty similar story in that mid lane as well. It's darting back and forth with that Blade Surge.
That's one of the most satisfying things for you. I remember you were saying.
I love it.
Just a Blade Surge an entire wave under your turret. In the meantime, Taiki going to be going for his red buff here. Crystal picking up his blue. Crystal actually, going pretty quickly here throughout the jungle. Quite surprised to see that. I expected Vita to be a little bit faster in terms of that, but you can see, Taiki already level 3 here, might potentially go in for a gank soon. But I'm expecting both junglers just farm up. No hurry for them to gank just yet. And Holy Phoenix trying to keep this lane shoved in as much as he possibly can. He already has a little bit of a lead here by 4 CS. You look at 4 minutes in, you're like, oh, 4 CS isn't that much. But it kind of shows the pace of the lane. It shows how exactly DP are playing it, and they're constantly shoving it in, trying to force Crazy Caps to CS under turret, and trying to make it as difficult as possible for him to get any sort of early items.
The early pressure is the way DP like to play it, forcing Crazy Caps to actually use his evasive maneuvers just to kind of get away from this boomerang. And it seems to me that Holy Phoenix is going to be doing all right with these spell shields, as perhaps we're going to see some action from Crystal. And you're saying that you were kind of questioning how Crystal got there so fast. We always kind of judge Pantheon like, yes, he's strong in the early game, incredible ganks, but can take a while to clear. Doesn't seem to be the case, as he's keeping pretty much on par with Taiki on Vite. Are we calling him Taiki or Tiki?
I call him Taiki.
Taiki, I like that.
Oh, look at this though. Taiki towards the top side here. And it looks like just already read into it here. Elwin gonna back away. So it will be, unfortunately, a little bit of a failed gank here. Crystal down towards the bomb side, though. I don't believe he's been spotted out here. And as Zaitan gets too far up, that could be the death of him here. Nami very squishy early on here. Touch trying to bait it in. And Crystal is committing a lot of time here right now for this.
He certainly is. He wants to get this ball rolling in the bot lane, and it looks like Crazy Caps and his buddy Zaitan are not going to make that mistake anytime soon. Ward trying to bait Zaitan into vision and into range, and it looks like it's going to be a huge investment of time from Crystal. Look at this clock ticking away.
Luckily for him, though, Taiki isn't doing anything either. Just took his Gromp, and now he went back to base to buy up. So he does have the slowness smite where Crystal doesn't. But SK, you can see they're playing super passive here. They kind of expect this gank to come in. And like you said, Crystal investing so much time into this. He's also leeching a lot of experience here from his bottom lane. And well, the gank actually might happen if SK push up a little bit further.
This is looking positive, actually. The wave is going to be pushing up, and Crystal is in range now for that stun, but patience will prevail.
He knows he's not on a ward, too. This is going to be so frustrating for him.
This is horrible. He is just sitting so close, but so far from this gank, and his bot lane don't want to make it clear, don't want to make it evident. Touch trying to perhaps land a Howling Gale to start this one off, but Touch on half HP. He has potential to go down.
Well, now Vice here. Taiki might even look for a counter gank off of this.
This is going to go back and forth.
Here it comes.
There. This is going to be it. Zaitan's in trouble. Here comes the Howling Gale. Bubble in response as Taiki makes his whereabouts known. Looking low. Touch does get away. Flash to finish it. Fantastic move from Crazy Caps. He could be going low as well, as does Crystal. That's a double kill already. And Holy Phoenix backing out, looking bruised and battered as 2 kills rain in for SK Prime.
The thing is, you see exactly what DP are depending on. Get Holy Phoenix fed by keeping that Crystal bottom lane the entire time. I think that was a course of about 2 minutes. They wanted to get him fed. They wanted to get him going, and yet it completely gets turned around on them now. And Severe Holy Phoenix trying to stay under turret here, try to stay alive here as the rest of the enemy team does back away. But 2 kills, get a nice 1,300 gold lead here, only 6.5 minutes in. It's a strong start. And Holy Phoenix, they're going to depend on him to really, keep up.
Really is going to be kind of already taking onto the shoulders of Holy Phoenix. The fact that he didn't die is positive. Does mean he's going to be having a tough time in that lane, though, as we have an extra kill and an assist under the belt for Graves. Unfortunately, Zaitan securing one of those kills during that battle. In the meantime, the matchup that we were intrigued to see, Xerath versus Azir going on, and it seems to be pretty level. 54 CS to 45. We have a slight advantage to Naru on Azir at this stage. looking to build that Fiendish Codex into the double Dorans, actually, of Senkux. So interesting to see that Azir is perhaps leading this lane slightly.
Yeah, that's, I guess, what we kind of expected, just for the fact of, you know, he can, not outrange, but he can zone Senkux out pretty well here with just those Sand Warriors. And Ari can hide behind the minions. So it does provide that ability to stay away from the stuns. Maybe there, we'll see how it progresses a little bit later on. Just to see exactly what he's going to be going for. I'm assuming the Ronomicon, he might actually go, I remember a build I used to see was a Nash's Tooth off of Azir. You know, more attack speed, damage on hit, and a decent amount of ability power. I believe it's Taiki going for a little bit of potential counter jungle, taking away a pink ward here, as he did have a ward over this wall to spot out Crystal going for the red.
Crystal's not really doesn't really have the health to fight this. Sorry, I'm telling a lie, he does. Looked like his health bar was about half. Must have been the red buff I was looking at. But in the meantime, you can see this farm lane in the top lane is being just that. Just a giant spell picked up for Malphite. He's going the way you'd expect. Probably going to be picking up a Randuin's or something armory, as Malphite likes to. In the meantime, 70 CS and a Sheen picked up for Beansy.
Crystal just back into base here.
I think that killing the pink ward did so much. Taiki, it's something so small has put Crystal on the back foot because he was just so worried of potential invades. Ended up warding his own red and going back to base to pick up another longsword.
And the thing is, like, I believe Crystal saw this ward being placed over the wall, so he instantly knew, crap, I can't take this right now. It could be stolen away from me. Now he's behind in levels because of that gank bottom that he just committed so much time for, even though he soaked up so much experience. But Taiki hitting level 6. He's looking for a gank as well. He tried to go in middle here through the top side. He might potentially come in from the south side as well, but he knows bot lane doesn't have really that many summoners, so he has, you know, quite a few easy lanes to potentially go for.
He has a lot of potential ganks, and I think Vi certainly has a lot more than the level 5 Crystal. You know, man drop to speak of, so no kind of counter gank available just yet. Taiki really is, this is his time to shine. At the moment, he's just going to be taking his red buff and then maybe turning his attention to a lane. Stun doesn't quite connect in that mid lane. Narrow's just dancing around the Xerath abilities. Obviously, you do have the blue buff now in the hands of Senkux, so he's going to be spamming abilities, trying to push Azir as far out of lane as he can.
The thing is, SKP, they know right now, like, he doesn't have blue buff. It means Crystal's nowhere near it right now. He must have just taken his red since they had lost the vision control of it. And yeah, it allows Taiki to go for these invades here, and he's able to get, you know, a potential warden if he wants to go for it. He can't go for this, as his teammates do finally come in. But if they still with this blue buff, it's going to hurt Azir quite a bit. Naru will be lacking a little bit. Doesn't have any real regen besides that Doran's ring. And now Touch getting pushed on, going to get bubbled up as well.
They're going hard and they're not going home. Takes one, looking for a second as well. Holy Phoenix is going to have to force to back out once again as his support dies. It's going to be a bit of a repeat story for him. He's going to get sick of seeing Touch on that death time, and they're looking to be taking blue buff off the back of this.
Oh, Nari has a ward over the wall. Going to sit away, but Taiki might go down, and he will get a blue buff off of that somehow, and a red buff now. And Naru able to pick up one kill for himself with the assist off of Holy Phoenix.
Smart moves from Naru. Patience wasn't trying to steal away the blue buff, just knew that Taiki was a little low and he had the potential to assassinate him, and just narrowly avoiding that stun. That could have been a sad end to that story. But no, 3 for 1 as the dust does begin to settle. 15,000 gold to just 14,000 for Dark Passage.
That means on top lane, just going pretty standard farm lane here, really able to build up a little bit of lead here. So Binsu about 10 CS ahead, let's just call it, built towards that Trinity Force. Will be a little bit ways before he does secure that one. But man drop going down middle. Looks like it was dropped or dodged out of here by Senkux. So
I mean, he forced the flash. That's something. But it's a 5-minute cooldown, and of course, perhaps Crystal's going to be remembering that, keep the timer and be returning to that mid lane shortly. In the meantime, that bot lane is getting a bit aggressive. Holy Phoenix going low, forced to use his summoner heal, but surely not leaving Touch to die again. Nope, Touch just a little too quick for that one. Instead, just opting for a little flat exchange. Support versus support. Mano L Mano. Holy Phoenix forced to go back to base. There, we'll see what shopping he's going to do. Does have about 1,500 gold to his name, so perhaps going to be, oh no, opting for the boots. And a couple of health pots. He wants to try and complete that IE as soon as possible. Similar buy on the side of his opponent, Crazy Caps, as well. Yeah,
you should assume Crazy Caps is going to build Bloodthirster or Infinity Edge. I would want to assume Bloodthirster just for the damage that you get off of that. The AD, so you can get more burst down, but we'll see. They must go different routes. And Senkux returning back to back to lane, with that Merlinomicon now done. Side tam, Boots mobility picked up. Curious to see if he's going to roam around the map at all here and maybe facilitate some ganks.
That would be intriguing. I love seeing a roaming support. I think that's really powerful, especially on supports like Nam. Even Thresh, a mobile Thresh appearing in mid lane can be really tough to evade, especially as an immobile Xerath. But
I remember seeing OGN. I trying to think, it was Najin versus SKT, and they had a roaming Janna.
Just all the time?
And, well, not all the time, but it opened up like 5 early kills for them. It was pretty crazy, though. Like, the Howling Gale just really decimated their team. So maybe we could see that out of him, but I don't know. Touch is kind of being forced to commit into this lane here. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit ahead in CS, but still, 2 deaths on the Touch. And they have to be careful. They can't allow the Graves to get, much more fed. But look at Elwin coming down from top lane here to middle.
This could be bad. The ultimate almost aiding Senko's TP is coming in as well. Elwin doing his best to just wail onto the low health Xerath, doing his best. But in the meantime, the flash is coming in. Naru's going so very low. 1 hit will do it. Vi does secure that one. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Elwin looking for more, though.
Miscommunication. That was terrible out of them, and now Binsu should be able to back away from that. That should have been a clean kill.
That was messy.
100% clean, but Naru, I guess, using his ultimate, Elwin committing his as well into the same spot, and, well, Sunkrux laughing his way to his grave eventually here. But now Binsu might get pushed on here. He has no flash to get away, but he should go down.
He should, and I don't think he will. Takey's there to back him up. Zaitan, in the meantime, has taken down Holy Phoenix in that bot lane. Crystal going low, and the damage from Takey flashing to safety. And this is going so wrong in so many different ways for Dark Passage.
Did not expect him to get away from that one, but a great little push in by Taiki to go straight for Crystal to pick up the kill. Had ridiculous damage as well, as you saw, and I was able to burst him down. Meantime, you said bottom lane, there was a kill going over the side of SK, picking that up onto Holy Phoenix. Maybe we can get a replay for that for you guys here in just a few seconds. But right now, 6-2, we're building up a big lead here for SKP, and I actually was asked in chat before, who do I think's going to win, and I had a 2-0 for DP. Having Holy Phoenix back in the team, give them so much momentum, so much energy, I thought that would have been enough.
Yeah, I would think something similar. We can have a look at that replay now as we jump on in. You can see the bot lane going hard, the wave coming in towards them, buckshot straight into the face of Holy Phoenix, and it's a sad tale from here.
Not much you can do about that. Monsoon tried to come in to heal him up enough, but as you can see, not enough to stop the burst here. So now the Infinity Edge is going to be coming in from Crazy Caps, up against the Infinity Edge for Holy Phoenix soon. And Taiki, this is what I like actually to see out of Taiki. Like, he has more mobility than Pantheon does. So he's trying to go in for these really aggressive pushes into the jungle. And he won't take the red buff here, but he's constantly applying this pressure, and he's keeping, DP on their toes. He's keeping that whole threat of, is he going to invade me? Is he going to steal away a buff? I have to be really careful. I have to make sure to ward up a lot more of my jungle. And, your mentality of the game changes. It's like, all right, I need to play more defensive than being aggressive. And, right now they need to be aggressive. They need to be picking up some kills. They need to catch up.
They do. You look at that gold lead already, 22,000, almost 23,000 to just 20 of Dark Passage. And 15 minutes, that's a pretty considerable gold deficit. CS still going favorably in that top lane, but that's pretty much it. In the bot lane, Holy Phoenix is going to be leading the way. In fact, he was, I tell a lie. Graves and Crazy Caps has managed to change that one. In the meantime, looks like bot lane's getting messy once again. TP coming in, doesn't need it. Touch has gone down already. The TP from Elwin is going to try and take Crazy Caps. Oh, he's caught him. Crystal's there to back him up. Zaitan's going low as well. They want sushi for dinner. They get it as Crazy Caps goes down as well. It's going left, right, and center. Xerath throwing in his ultimate to try and contribute, and he gets a double. Looks like Taiki has something in store. Actually, Senkuk's doing damage onto Naru. He's got very little up his sleeve. He's going to do something, but it's going to be not enough. Surely, Naru with his auto attack, red buff ticking away. He got him low, but not low enough. And that, my friends, needs a replay.
That was an amazing flash over the wall by Crazy Cats. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough since it was caught by Elwin, but it was a very good attempt. Meantime, Beansu, instead of teleporting since he didn't have it up, he's going straight for the turret here. So they're going to come out ahead in kills, and they're going to pick up a turret here in the meantime. They're going to pick up a nice extra bit of a lead. And this is where it starts to get deadly here. 151 to 118 CS top lane. Malphite's falling further and further behind. That's why you see him trying to get around the map, trying to make these plays happen like we saw middle. But Beansu is doing the same, has 3 assists. He's down 1 kill, yes, but he hasn't died, and he's sitting about 40 CS ahead. He's constantly building up this lead.
And Jason, why don't you walk us through what just happened there?
Well, I can, I guess, as we see. All right, you see Touch getting caught out. Easy death right there, but the teleport coming in. And as you can see, he's going to be able to catch him out here. But I love the position that he gets in to flash over the wall, but he gets taken down in just a few seconds. Zaitan actually almost escaped this. He dodged the E out of Pantheon. It forces Holy Phoenix to flash in, so that summoner is now down. And then you see Xerath Ultimate's going to be raining in here with Vi just keeping a position in the right spot. And that is just free damage from him. Yeah, Taiki will fall from this one, but again, we're going to see a 3-for-4 exchange. And that was just well done by the side of SK.
pretty rough and ready. And look at that kills now. 11 to 5, almost 29,000 gold. It's almost hard to believe as we continue into this one, as they are trying to clear that Scuttle Crab, maybe make a move for the Dragon buff. We haven't seen much action around Dragon just yet. Be intriguing to see how far it gets them, as they could be backing away from this one. They do have the vision though. There is a pink ward just in the bush, in the little pixel bush, as it's been dubbed.
Yeah, we do even have Crystal heading down from the jungle to maybe look for a gank here. His man drop is off a cooldown. But again, Dragon, it hasn't really been contested so far, and that's kind of funny considering the games we saw yesterday where we had a ridiculous amount of Dragons in that first game, and Barons. I don't even think we even got the official count from that one, but either way, you can see Beansu still pushing top lane, still applying this pressure while Elwin's not there, and this is really bad decisions by DP right now. They need to stop the split push, but they don't have the damage on Elwin or the tankiness to survive it.
Yeah, he's just rocking a Sunfire Cape and his Ninja Tabby. It's a lot of armor, but it's not enough to really be that survivable front line that they need and require at this stage of the game.
Well, they just sent Crystal back to base, so this is a perfect opportunity for them to go for Dragon if they want it. Beansu has a teleport up if they want to just start it up, and they know Elwin doesn't. Instead, he's going to continue to push his top side, and they're going to continue to try to potentially bait in. You can see there's a ward. There's a ward and a Scuttle Crab spotting them out, going for it.
Beansu's got
show
TP.
you really quickly.
Beansu has TP, Elwin doesn't, so
Naru.
the top lane can't contribute. This is gonna be bad. Crystal man drops in towards the Dragon, but it's already been picked up by Takey. Crystal forced to flash away. The spear does connect to finish that one off. 2 already, looking for a third as Senkuk is on the retreat. Naru can't really contribute as much as he wanted to, and the damage raining in. Senkuk's going low, forced to be healed by Crazy Caps from that back line, and as that one settles, you can see they close the gap on the kills, but the first Dragon does go in favor of SK Prime.
And Beansu tried to teleport down towards that fight, but interrupted by Elwin with that ultimate, so he was able to take that out of his pocket. But they got the Dragon like you mentioned before. They're going for this turret, doing some good damage to it. And you saw that quick combo, that quick Q out of Suncooks just did ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was amazing the amount of damage he was able to do to just force them back immediately. Yeah, they didn't really pick up the kill they wanted off of it, but they still got the Dragon. They're still pushing for this turret.
And they're going to be getting it. Surely the Janna Shield just going to delay the falling of the turret. Does so, and that's going to be the second turret now for SK Prime. Not one picked up for Dark Passage at the moment. They're certainly on the back foot here.
Yes, they are, and you can just see it alone in the gold difference. We're looking at 5,000, and it's just continuing to grow up further and further here. Let's actually see really quickly how much money they just spent. 1,500 for Crazy Caps, who just picked up, I believe, his Zeal. And just overall in items, you mentioned before, you know, Elwin, he's got his Sunfire Cape, but you compare that to a Trinity Force and almost a completed Randuin's Omen. That just shows you how one side of the top lane's been so far. In the jungle, pretty even in terms of items. I'm assuming in total gold they're pretty even. It's about 1,400 off, so not that close. Not that close at all. But mid lane, you see the Death Cup almost done here for Suncooks, and when he hits that Q, like we just saw prior at Dragon, like he would have killed someone this time.
Yeah, he's getting big. He's going for the Rabadons over the Zhonya's, which, I mean, as an immobile Xerath, I've always felt like you want to get that Zhonya's. You want a bit of survivability, but he's obviously very confident his team is on 4 for 1. He feels like he's just going to be that back-lane cannon firing raining damage on the enemy team and doesn't feel too worried about the threat of perhaps a Pantheon man drop or a severe ultimate.
I wouldn't be worried.
Safe.
I wouldn't be worried for him, because you have 3 damage dealers on your team with Aurelia, who's just naturally, it doesn't matter how tanky you get, you're still going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, if he gets jumped on, that's got a lot of damage they're going to miss out on, but that means Crazy Cap's getting free damage, Beansu's getting free damage all over them, and they're the ones that can dive into the back. You know, they're pretty equal in ability to dive into the back line with Taiki's ultimate and Crystal's. But they have the Elwin backup out of Malphite, but that's not something you really have to worry about. He doesn't have much damage behind him after he does go in.
No, you're right. It's the follow-up that they need to find. They need to source, need to find. And
they have to depend on Naru and Holy Finks to get in there, like after they're engaged. And if they get too close, they're going to take too much damage to even stay alive long enough in the fight. And
we saw what happened last time in the previous fight around Dragon. Naru got lows before the fight even started, and that's the power of Xerath. Senkuk's a couple of Qs, maybe an E in there for the stun, and he's pretty caught out.
Actually curious why I had 32 ability power for a second, but then I remembered the Trinity Force and the Dragon. Oh, that was close. Either way, Taiki though. Ultimate up, flash up. And they've been punishing this bottom lane constantly. I mean, I think he spent more time down here going for these ganks than he's been anywhere else except maybe the 1 or 2 ganks he was able to put in towards middle. And again, just trying to show that they really want to shut down Holy Phoenix. Like we saw before, if you cast your mind back, what, 11 minutes, something like that. We had Crystal camping bottom for a solid like 2 minutes to try to get Holy Phoenix going. And to counter that, SKP are just picking up kills left and right onto him. And here in Naru, in the worst of positions. Will we run through a pink ward? And Beansu, he could get in there if they want to. They even have Vi coming around. But they will let him escape. And looks like they will just back away here. Maybe get some free farm here. Maybe some free damage onto this turret middle.
Looks like they're going to be quite happily pushing away. Beansu's such a threat.
They're all going bottom, I think.
We were talking about how much they wanted to kill Holy Phoenix, and 3 of them, the kind of deadly trio, are making a move around this blue buff. They've been spotted out by the pink, though, but I don't think that's going to really put a spanner in the works. The man drops coming in. This could get messy.
Could. Beansu being exhausted, being chased with a tidal wave, going to be able to give him a little bit of distance. Crystal actually getting caught by the bubble here, but they're not going to clear for the fight. They wanted the blue buff, but they're backing away instead. Smart move. I mean, we saw this yesterday with ASSI against #1 eSports. There's no point in throwing away a big lead that you have, for like 1 blue buff, or, not a fight that you're 100% confident in. And either way, they're still going to pick up a turret from this. Yeah,
smart move from SK. They're not making the mistakes that we've seen previously, perhaps, as Beansu has been perhaps overextended a little bit. Xerath ultimate's going to be raining in, and Beansu's going low himself. Elwin slowed down in his tracks by Takey's ultimate, but it may not be enough as Touch hits his R-key hard and manages to disengage for his team.
Ooh, that flash, trying to get the flash Q in there, and the nice, actually the nice bubble comboed with the Vi ultimate to keep Malphite immobile for a majority of the time. There to actually keep Beansu alive since he was so low on HP. So nice little combo, nice communication. That's something we didn't see at a DP side with the whole mid lane gank coming in from Elwind, or Naru ulted him out of the Malphite ultimate, or maybe Malphite missed.
Vice versa.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was a miscommunication, whatever it
Definitely.
was. Yeah.
And to keep in mind, SKP, they're kind of in the rebuilding stages coming into the next LCS split. I'm assuming they're playing the Challenger series, and they've completely revamped their whole roster except Zaitan. So they've definitely picked up some skilled players here, going up against one of the best teams in Turkey.
Well, yeah, exactly. Winning the Turkish Grand Finals in 2013 and 2014, certainly close to the title of best team in Turkey. I think that's fair to say. And now SK Prime giving them a run for their money. Almost 40,000 gold now to just 34,000 of DP.
Somehow Alex Mueller knows how to pick like really good teams for his SK rosters.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's him alone, but he's definitely signed some good people here. But in the meantime, Holy Phoenix is getting caught out.
Oh, the flash stun. Holy Phoenix is going solo. Ultimate and heal used. He wants to get out of this one. Flash as well. Summoners left, right, and center. Azir. Naru just babysitting his AD carry, trying to keep him safe. And now Elwind, the stone wall, getting battered and bruised by 4 members. And SK just can't make a dent in him now. Frozen Heart and Sunfire is all he needs.
Oh, Naru. Oh my god, the prediction! What was that? It was insane to just guess he was going to flash over the wall and he hits him. You know what, Alex? Cue up a replay for that because we have to see that again. That was fantastic. Now you see Elwin go for an engage here on the bottom side. Of Bubble going to come in, going to land on Elwin. Crystal getting very low, gets taken down here. And Beansu, he's looking for more. Elwin might fall from this, a double kill. And now Holy Phoenix getting stunned up. He's going to fall. Touch the last man saying as a support. Not ideally what you do want. But nonetheless here, SK picking up 4 kills and might be another tower. Oh, dear Lord, that was insane. So let's go ahead and switch over to the replay just so we can show that really quickly because this was money.
1, 2, where's the third? Oh, Naru! He just leapt into the claws of Senkux with that beautiful execution with that ultimate.
If I don't see that on Reddit, by the end of the day, I'm going to be disappointed. That was amazing.
Fantastic play. And that's the power of the Xerath ultimate. I mean, Naru was at the back line, safe and sound, and Senkix, as soon as he got out of that battle, he was straight onto his ultimate. He had a little bit of breathing room, and Naru fell straight into his trap.
Oh, my God. That was fantastic. So that's the kind of things you'd like to see.
That's what we love.
In general, yeah. Right now, Senkix really showing. I mean, this is right after I mentioned he knows, Alex knows how to pick his teams, and you get a play like that. Anyways, back to the game here. 67, 26 minutes in. Almost a 10,000 gold difference now.
It's starting to
grim.
stack up. It is. It's looking grim. You're seeing a little support battle in the mid lane. I think we can see Touch coming out a little bit worse for wear from that one. Zaitan just battling for vision, and the battle for vision is going to be really important this stage. We're at 26 minutes, and this is really where it's kind of crunch time. They need to start making a move towards perhaps this Baron pit. And look at the damage Senkux can exert. He's going to surely be taking him down. Didn't quite predict the Malphite ultimate, but Beansu's going to be there to wrap it all up and mop up in the top lane. As they're going to be maybe making a move to push for this turret. This would be turret number 5 for SK Prime if they do push towards top, and it looks like they've got that support in the jungle in the hands of Takey and Zaitan.
Yeah, they've got enough wards as well, and they got the rest of the team here to protect them, and that should easily be them.
Look how fast it falls.
Oh, very fast. The Trinity Force makes things a cinch here. In the meantime, they're actually pushing towards middle, trying to catch out Crystal, and you know what? Well, he'll go down from this one as well, picking up another kill. 18-7 here now, 27 minutes in, and that 10K goal lead, it's ever true.
It is looking rough for the Turkish side. To make a move for that inhib. Beansu just chunking through it. The tanky Aurelia.
Oh my god!
Eliminated. Senkux does it again. Removes Holy Phoenix from the map. Chucks him onto a 36-second death timer. And now the inhib is beginning to fall.
This is, remember we were talking about earlier on, talking about the Zonias and the death cap. We're seeing exactly why he decided to go for the death cap, because they were feeling so confident to push. And he could one-shot their AD carrier, one combo him down.
Unbelievable stuff.
Wow.
And I mean, there's nothing the Holy Phoenix can do. I mean, oh, it says that's a lie. He could spell shield that stun, but it was over from the fog of war. He didn't see it coming.
No, he spell shielded before, and then the stun came in right as it fell.
As soon as he finished his spell shield.
Yeah.
So Senkux knew what was going on. He's got the story. He knows what to expect from Holy Phoenix. They're going to be stealing away blue buffs as well now. Dragon is surely going to be spawning soon-ish. I feel, when was the last time it died? I feel like time stood still here. They've actually picked up a second. So they're on their second Dragon buff. SK Prime looking to get that third as well. Take it away from DP, who are really, I mean, they're on the back foot. They've been on the back foot since about 5 minutes in, but it's extending slowly but surely, gradually falling behind in terms of everything. I mean, in fact, every lane is now falling behind in terms of CS, which certainly means something.
No. Oh no, Naru, you're a dead man. One more. Song is getting cut out. Oh, the heal comes in. He's gonna get
John is supporting him, slaps him down with the ultimate. And you thought that was over. Then he went glorious in gold.
Yeah, if he didn't have the zones, that would have been over. But it was a great ultimate by Owen to disrupt, and now they pick up a kill. They're looking for maybe Baron here, which is going to be a little bit of a risky move. Soniclix has about 30 seconds left on his death timer, but they even might be looking for Beansu as they're pushing aggressive. They're trying to get, more importantly, vision down. They're trying to get some sort of vision control just so they can afford to push out. And if they do, it's going to have to be this top lane, because that's where all the super minions are coming.
Surely not Bean. So you just saw 4 members by blue buff. He's got the Blade Surge to get away. He knew that minion wasn't going to die anytime soon. And live to fight another day. Crystal's on his way back home, maybe to do some shopping. Of course, to back away the presence of Aurelia is a little too intimidating. The wave's coming in. They're looking to make a move here.
This is really ballsy thing to do without your mid laner there right now. But look, it's ulti and tree on the Holy Phoenix. We're able to catch him out just a little bit, taking a lot of damage, but the heal, give him a lot of movement speed. Beansu down in the back, picks up the kill, even with the flash. But new Crystal going to go down. They're looking for maybe more here. They might be able to push in and get touched, but the Howling Gale will interrupt Beansu. But in the meantime, again, top lane going to be back to shoving. SK just constantly pushing in, doing some good damage here or there. And I still feel like this is their game to lose. I mean, they're what, 12.5k ahead now? It's going to be very tough to throw this game.
It will be tough, but if ever you were going to do it, it would be around this pit. Baron is going to be starting to fall, and I don't think there's really anything that DP can do about it. Crystal down, does have his man drop when he respawns, but I think Baron's going to be spoken for by the time he does. It's going to be a freebie, and with 2 Dragon buffs and Baron, this is going to be SK Prime taking one huge step towards the win in game 1.
Yeah, they have a decent amount of money to spend, 1,000 each. That death cap done. Another new Silhouette Rod coming in, crazy caps. Well, maybe you want to go for that red buff or something. And well, Holy Phoenix was getting low off his super minions there.
He's just doing his best to clear it. Obviously, Azir does kind of make it a slight bit easier when he's able to create a turret around the lost inhib, but it's very little reward for them at the moment. Elwind, the tanky man, has got starting to go the magic resist route. He's already got his Tabby and Frozen Heart and Sunfire for his armor. Obviously, Malphite benefiting so much from the armor. Now going towards perhaps a bit more magic resist with his cowl.
So this is one thing I've always loved about taking like a top or bottom inhibitor, because then you get the furthest distance away from it by pushing the opposite side. So if you take top, you go for bottom with a push with Baron, and then it makes it so difficult for someone on DP to defend and clear out that wave and come and join the fight when he needs to. So it means you're basically in a 4-on-5 fight, which is losing to begin with. Not to mention, the lead or the deficit that you have in terms of items and in terms of gold.
Yeah, and that Baron buff's going to be really effective, but also they're going to be trying to pick up Dragon first. Dragon about to spawn, and I think Dark Passage are well aware that they can't contest this either. At the moment, I mean, the plan for Dark Passage is defend and hope that we can get this into the late game and kind of catch up on gold. And I mean, with a Baron and now a 3rd Dragon, SK Prime are showing no signs of planning on letting this happen.
Looks like they will send Beansu. Just go for the split push here. You can see trying to go towards a Zephyr. Trying to build it up. Has a little magic resist as well here on top of that. But he's sitting at 179 armor, 97 MR. He doesn't really have to worry about magic damage either because Naru just got punished so hard in lane here. But you can see, doing some good damage to it. The rest of the team able to back him up here. Zaitan trying to help shove this in this middle lane here with crazy caps, and their ultimate's going to be used. They pick up a kill on a touch. That was really unexpected. But now they're just pushing on multiple fronts here. They have Superman shoving top. They have the middle turret already very low. They have the bottom turret below half HP. And Beans is still there. He wants this already.
He really wants it, doesn't he? He's waiting for the wave. Wave is going to be coming in as well. Baron buff is going to make this a pretty quick job as they're going to start grouping up towards the bottom inhib. They're looking for inhib number 2. They're going to be given it. And SK Prime back up out of this one.
Now they look for the middle turret. They still have 10 seconds left on Touch, who has everything up. He has his flash, exhaust, and his ultimate. And this turret should be falling extremely quickly here. Now Malphite towards the bottom side. Owen needs his ultimate here if they want to fight for it, though. They can't really afford to. But now the top inhibitor coming up. It's a free inhib for them to take if they want to just head up there and pick it up. But they need to be careful. They're starting to get a little bit low. You can see Beansu down below half HP.
Oh, wow. Look at that Malphite's health fall. That was just the power of Xerath at this stage. He doesn't have quite as much MR as he does armor. Inhib is going to be falling courtesy of those Baron buff minions, and there's very little that Holy Phoenix can do about it. He's used his ultimate. They're looking to pursue on this one. Nami Wave says no. This is going to go bad.
And it's not good at all here. Is Taiki able to use the ultimate on the Holy Phoenix to get towards the backside? Now Naru forced to flash away. Elwin getting stunned up, being forced to flash on top of that. And they're just going to fall one by one here. SKP, even with the ultimates raining in, looking for Naru. He won't predict the flash this time. And this should be SKP here. Pick up the first win in this best of 3 for the Riot Games Turkish Invitational. Oh, he's the stun. They're going to kill him, though. They want blood. There's no KDA recorded in this, guys.
They want it all. Talking to KDA, 10-2. Round of applause for Senkux on that Xerath. We said we weren't going to pronounce his name. I feel we need to with a performance like that on such a... I mean, a champion that is
I know how to
so
pronounce his
strong.
name now, finally.
Okay, go.
God.
God.
Yeah.